Hello class, today we are going to look at standard form and degree of a polynomial. So your essential question is, how do I write and classify polynomials? Your learning intention. I am learning the terminology of a polynomial, how to write it in standard form, and how to find the degree of the polynomial. So pause the video, you've got 2 warm-up questions. Can you do those on your own? Well, I hope you tried, and I hope this is just a check for you to make sure you did it correctly. So first I'm going to bring the numbers out. 2 times 3 squared. Then I've got x, and I'm going to add them up to the 3 plus 4 plus. If it's not there, remember it is understood to be 1 minus 4. Or plus negative 4, either one. Okay, 2 times 3 squared. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8, minus 4 is 4, so it's x to the 4th. If that's what you got, good job. If not, go back through the video and see what part you were not understanding. If you still don't understand, come see me. Okay, first thing I have to do on the second one, get the variable by itself. So I'll divide both sides by 3, and I get x squared is equal to, well, 75 divided by 3. If I had 3 quarters and I've divided them by 3, I'd have 1 quarter left, so that'd be 25. What is the opposite of squaring? Square rooting. So I'll square root both sides. And x is equal to, remember how many square roots there are? There are 2, the positive and the negative, the primary and secondary. So it's a positive or negative 5, because the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, to write a polynomial in standard form, you start with the term with the largest exponent and end with a constant. The constant is another name for the number. Okay, so I'm going to look through here. I'm going to rewrite this in standard form. 1, 5, 3, 4, and 1, 5, 2, 4, and 3. 5 is the largest, so that is my first term. 3x to the 5th. Okay, now go through it again. I've got 1, 2, 4, 3. Next is 4 plus 4x to the 4th. Now I go to 3 minus x to the 3rd. Now I go to 2 plus x squared. 1 plus 2x. And you end with your number, minus 9. Hopefully this isn't any big surprise on how you set it up. You go from the greatest exponent all the way down to the smallest, and then you end with your number. Okay, pause the video. Can you do the next one on your own? I've got a b to the 7th, and I've got a b to the 3rd. So b to the 7th will be the first term, plus 5b to the 3rd, then minus 8. You always end with that number. Okay, if you didn't try the last one, try the next one on your own. Can you do it? Let's see what we start with. 4, 1, 2. So it's got to be 4. X to the 4th power. 2 is the next one. Plus 4x squared. X is the next one. Minus 3x plus 9. So if you were not able to rearrange them, and if you're missing one, that's fine. You still go from the greatest. So this would be 4. I'm missing 3, so I went down to 2, 1. Okay, so now we're going into the degree of a polynomial. To find the degree of a polynomial, you use the greatest exponent. If the term has more than one variable, you add the exponents together. Okay, now let's look at the following. What is the degree of the following polynomials? I've got 7, I've got 3. 7 is the largest exponent. That is also my degree. So this would be degree 7. Okay, I'm going to have you stop and think about what's going to happen here. What happens if we have more than one variable in the term? Well, you add them together. I forgot to put the 7 over here by my degree. I just noticed that. So this degree, I've got 3, and then I've got 3 and 2 here, and I've got 1 and 1 here. I know that 3 plus 2 will give me a degree 5, and that's larger than 1 plus 1, which would be a degree 2. So the degree of the polynomial is that largest exponent, or if you've got more than one variable, you add the exponents together. Okay. If we're looking, we can also classify them according to the number of degrees. So if you've got a degree of 1, that means you'd have like 2x plus something. That would be linear. If you've got a degree of 2, it's quadratic. So think about what a quadratic looks like. It looks like that upside down U. And if you've got 3, it's cubic. That looks like a sideways S. And if you've got 4, it's quartic. So it goes up and down a couple of times. 5 is quintic. So let's look at the first one. All I have is x to the first degree. So this is degree 1. And that would be linear. Okay, let's look at the degrees. Here's 1, here's 1. I've got 3 plus 2 gives me 5. This one doesn't count because it doesn't have a variable. So this is degree 5. And if I'm looking at the degree 5, that is my quintic. I would call it quintic. Okay, stop, pause the video, and see if you can do the next one on your own. Find the degree and then identify it according to the name. Okay, I need to look and see which is the largest. I've got to the second here. I've got 1 plus 1 here would be 2. But if I go to the last one, I've got 1 plus 2, which gives me 3. What do we call a polynomial to the third degree? We call it a cubic. Okay, the last one. Can you do the last one on your own? What degree is it? Okay, if I look here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 2 plus 2, which is 4. 4 is quartic. Think of a quart jar. Okay, any questions? Okay, there's a little bit more terminology that you need to know. If we talk about the term of a polynomial, we're talking about those pieces that are being added or subtracted. So if you're looking up here, this has two terms because you've got 2x plus 5. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms because you got those pieces that are separated by plus or minus. Okay, and this brings us to what we call the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest degree. So we're going to put the following into standard form, identify the leading coefficient, degree, and the number of terms. So as I'm looking, I've got to the fourth, so this is 7x to the fourth. I don't have any x to the third term, so 4 plus 4x squared. Then I go to minus 3x plus 9. The leading coefficient, the variable with the highest exponent is x to the fourth. My leading coefficient will be 7. My degree, my largest exponent is 4. How many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We could also, with a degree of 4, we could also call it a quartic. Okay, we've got one more for you to rearrange and tell me the leading coefficient, the degree, and the number of terms. Pause the video now and see if you can do it on your own. Okay, so let's start by rearranging. I'm looking across. A to the 7th is my largest exponent. So this is 5, a to the 7th power. Okay, I'm going to go through again. I've got first, fourth, and second. Fourth will be next, so it's minus 7, a to the 4th power. Okay, now we've got 4, we've got 1, and we've got 2 left, so it'll be a to the 2nd power, minus 3a squared. Go down to the plus 3a, and you end with your negative 15 or minus 15, which is your constant, which is your number. So what is our leading coefficient? What is the coefficient of the variable with the highest exponent? That is 5. What is the degree of this polynomial? 7. How many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I'm successful when I know the terminology of a polynomial, how to write it in standard form, and how to find the degree. all about polynomials.